Currently up at High Shoals, Georgia with my grandmother. I'm mainly here to try and get pictures since the only memories I have of this place are from when I was really little. I'm already liking this. There's a little stream right here, natural flowing stream. So 1, 2, 3. And I like this house. This area here reminds me of Cass. This one little stretch of road right here reminds me exactly of Cass, West Virginia. Looks like what you'd see in the mountains. So I'm going to be getting pictures real quick while doing all this. I'm going to have to be aware of the traffic because these roads are active. Maybe not for a lot, but they are active nonetheless. I like that house. That's pretty. Yeah, but this here is a good example of what I mean by like woods and sparse houses. You got a mix of woods and then just houses all spread out in between. But they're not as numerous as what you see in like a subdivision. It's say like something like this, like a small community area. Where you've got like say farmland and then like say a farmhouse and then woodland bordering all of that. So yeah, here's the church. It's an old one. There's another house that's really nice. That's real pretty. I'm looking at the pavement, sorry y'all. I like that staircase design, that's pretty. I'm just glad it ain't as hot and as humid as it normally is, but then again, it's probably because of all the vegetation. So, Christian church since 1905. So this church turned 100 when I was 5 years old. And it looks good for a church that old, that's for sure. And the rest of this is all older houses, old mill houses and whatnot. And there was, or still is, a mill here in High Shoals. I just don't remember where it is, but I know when I was really young, when I last came down here, I remember I was with, I think my mom, my dad, and I believe her father, or it could have just been my mom and my dad, I don't remember. They were hanging out with a group of friends that they had down here at the river, and I remember going with them. And we were on the downstream side where there was a dam, probably for the old mill that emptied out down here. I just don't remember where it is or how to get to it. I wouldn't be going on the dam, but I would like to try and get pictures of it if I can. I just, again, do not remember how to get to it. And there's the post office. And here's a better view of the little creek that's right here. Running out. I want to just see, there must be some sort of trail that leads down to the river. I'm going to just look around real quick and see if I can find it. There's got to be some way to get there. Excuse me. Currently back here, still in High Shoals, we got like two churches here. One right there. And then this one here. Don't know which one's older, but they both look nice. And then that might have been the old preacher's home right there. And I actually like it. It's quaint and quiet. I like that. And then the cemetery is back here. So I may look at that while I'm here. That's something my mother likes to do due to the old graves. Yeah, you can see where the church was added on to over time. Just trying to make sure I don't step on anybody. That's something I don't want to do. This is interesting because you can see this here was an addition. Now, why do I say that? Simple. You can literally see where they built onto what's here. There used to be a staircase coming down there and then all through here. And you can see where the original church's foundations are with the bricks, the old bricks. So this is the original church, I think. It's just no longer, it's either still in use but for very rare occasions or not in use anymore for its original purpose. But it is still well kept. That's a new piece of wood there. So they keep it up, which is good. This is another addition. I can tell by looking at that. And then here is more of the cemetery. These are older graves too. They're so worn you can't really make them out. Wow, 1858 to 1943. So he died. So the guy lived through the Civil War, World War I, and died right in the middle of World War II, 2 years before World War II ended. That lady or gentleman there was born in 1882, died in 1956. Here's the rest of the cemetery, and it looks like it goes down into the woods there, so that's interesting. More older graves. Yeah, but here's the original church building itself, so I'm going to go in between the rows here. Sorry, I don't like walking on top of people, but I don't exactly have any clear paths to find. Yeah, so there's the dirt road, so the cemetery must go back a good ways. And I am going to try and cross the street to see that church over there, because that looks fairly neat, really pretty. I like this. I like how it's all quiet. Something I would like anyway.
You know what these were for?
I guess maybe prayer meetings. Ah. Yeah.
Old churches had concrete, one long or two long tables.
I was going to say, I noticed you don't see that anymore. It's sad, really.
Well, church was a big communion. It's where people gathered in fellowship. Isn't that pretty, though? Look how it's created the forest.
Oh, yeah.
It's really pretty.
I was going to walk down here because it looks like it goes back. I'm not. I just like it for how quiet it is. Huh. That's an interesting marker. Part of it it's meant to look like a tree stump. What is that? Maybe, but I just saw some weird grasshopper looking thing. It's meant to look like that. Yeah, but whoever came up with that was ingenious. Can't read what's on the top though, it's been eroded.
Look at here.
That looks like a custom.
Somebody's just left this road completely up in it.
That looks like it was a custom made gravestone.
It's old.
Oh well.
Oh, you looking? That's a locust.
Oh, so that's what those things look like.
Yeah. So this is the. Oh shit.
What is it, ants?
It's a tick.
Oh shoot. I didn't know that. Oh. Oh yeah, some of these are old. They'll clear up through the forest. It almost, why does it sounds like there's a dang creek back here with it sloping down so much. Unless they were clearing out more land and that just never happened. Oh, these, I know what these are. These are old logging roads, I guess. Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were out here logging. Just look down here. Excavator tracks for one thing. And then there's the other thing. Bits of cut up wood and whatnot. Yeah, but I'd think there'd be a creek down in here. Slow enough for it. And these shoes here that I'm wearing are actually new, but I didn't really start wearing them until about a month or two ago. But they were sitting in the box. I never took them out of the box after I bought them. So they're made by Morel, same company that made those other shoes you guys see me wearing that are beat all to pieces. But the only reason they're beat all to pieces is because they hold up well. They're a good, solid shoe, something I like. You don't see that very much anymore with shoe brands. Now this is just pretty, no matter how you look at it. That's why I walked up here. But yeah, like the yeah, I got these to more or less retire those other shoes. They're actually back at my place up in Danielsville. So, yeah, that's a pretty view of the church from back here in the woods. I like rural churches like this. They're quiet, they're peaceful. The only thing I just don't really like is the condition of the cemetery. Other than that, though, I just like it for how quiet it is. Of course, I think we always hope we could be buried in a place like this when our time comes, whenever that may be. I'm going to try and get a picture of the front of this church. That's neat. I wonder if you can go in. I know the church up in, oh. There's the founding date, 1868. 2 to 3 years after the Civil War. I wonder. Can you go in? That's the question. I'm just curious to see what the inside looks like. I doubt you can, but... Nope. It's locked, but that's good. That's good. I'm glad it's kept locked up. Sure, it looks pretty on the inside, though. I'll do that. No hands. It's just going to be bouncing a bit. People will bother letting me cross. That'd be great. I don't think you will. They might still live in it. It's just a lot of these houses, when you get older, they get too hard to maintain over time due to them being so big. So this is the cotton gin up here in Bostwick, Georgia. I'm just out here getting pictures of it. That right there is a beautiful house, straight up. Sorry, I swapped the camera mode over, but yeah, that's a really pretty house. I'm going to try and get pictures of it from the entrance here. I'm not going to go beyond the fence, obviously. It is a very beautiful house. And all that there is cotton, finished cotton or freshly harvested cotton. And this is some of the stuff they transported in. A lot of what you see here is stuff that they dumped. And I photographed this building before, but it just had, but that was when there was hardly any ivy on it. I wanted to come back and re-photograph it because I like how it just looks with all this industrial stuff all around it. Oh God, that burned recently. Holy smokes. That was not like this the last time I was here. Damn. Damn, when did that happen? That's fire damage. And I can still smell the smoke damage too. Damn. I didn't think this part of the mill was still even active, but evidently it was. Until this happened. I don't know what they're going to do now. That's an old plant with real old machinery in it. You can't find parts to fix that. Unless they still make the parts, but I don't know. There must still be somebody over here, I would think. I love old industries like this though that actually keep all of the old parts behind. It makes it very interesting for video and photographs, but I hate that this burned. This was still intact when I was here last, and that was only about a year to 4 years ago. Damn. I hate that. Because finding these running is actually pretty damn rare, and now look. Damn. Yeah, I ain't going in due to the fact it burned out, but yeah, damn, look at that. That's a shame. All that old machinery in there, ruined. Gonna see if somebody's here, so just hold on now. Yeah, I'm just standing in front of the doorway, but this is the inside of this gin. This is the part that usually was still running up until fairly recently, I guess, until that fire happened. I ain't gonna go in, but damn, I hope they're able to fix all this. I'd hate for them to have to close due to that fire, but it looks like the fire was mostly towards the old brick structure, so that was probably the original mill. I don't know if it reached this, but I didn't hear about it. I didn't even know it burned. I didn't hear any news about it, so it's a damn shame is what it is. And they store the finished cotton in here. This is more or less what a typical cotton gin looks like in these small towns, or as small a town as this, where farming is more or less what brings home the money, you know what I mean? They've got machines doing it now, so yeah. And there's cotton in here. In fact, look right here. Here's what I'm talking about. I think this here is freshly picked cotton. Yeah, cotton beads. And I photographed this before, but as you can see, that's brand new brick, so that's new. That's all new there. I think they're trying to redo these buildings because last time I was here, this whole wall was gone. They still got the back to deal with, but I'm just glad they're actually slowly rebuilding this. There's more where they store the cotton in there. See the machines they use to move it. I photographed this tractor before. And here's the inside of the old Main Street buildings. And as you can clearly see, there is no inside to them. They've all been gutted. But you can actually see where each of the old roof lines were there, there, and then there. And you can see where they've put up a new wall there. They're probably going to put another one up back here. Extra brick there, mortar. Other old parts. That must have been an old company store by the looks of it. Seed house number 3, so that's where they stored seeds. Probably still do. And then whatever products they had were probably sold over here in these stores. I'm just curious. Ain't really anything that could fall since they put a new roof on. I'm curious to just see what they intend to do. There's what's left of the old bricks there. Yeah. So part of the walls are still standing on right here. Well, they have a new roof on it. Well, there are enough old foundation posts there.
That's a seed house.
Yeah,
Knocking cotton.
Dixie King cotton, I think is what he said.
Dixie King cotton.
That brick part of the mill over to the
It
right,
caught on fire.
it did, and it looks recent because that was still intact last time I was here.
Yeah, it looks like it caught on fire because there's a lip over there that's what a lip looks like. It's on fire. That's seed.
Well, I hate that it burned. I just hope it hasn't.
Well, apparently I don't know if it was before. It had to be after cotton season because all that cotton's over there in the field.
Well, I would imagine a plant like this would catch on fire easily due to all the cotton dust and whatnot.
It don't look like it's maintained very neat anyway. When we came down here that day and looked, I don't see how it ever would pass any kind of stuff.
Well, I'll say this. The part that looks like it burned, that part that burned didn't look like it was in use even when I was here. It looks like they were just using that part for storage. Yeah, I'll be right back. I was wanting to get some more pictures real quick. What a shame. What a shame. They're just lucky that it didn't spread to the main mill they are using. Yeah. That looks like that was the older portion of the mill that was probably no longer in use. Probably even just a parts source for the one that is still running, which is the tin one. But that is a true damn shame. I'll have to look online to see if there's any info for that. But that was then, this is now, and I'll see y'all later. Currently back in Bishop, Georgia. As you can see, the tracks were a little overgrown. Of course, Virginia and them won't really be able to get any equipment in until the other trackage in Athens is worked on first. They got to work on that before they can work on this. It's what you call priorities. Now, one thing I am going to go and look at is the switch at the far end. Because I know Xenia told me one time that they had actually cut it. So I want to see what it looks like now because of that. All right. And then here's the old milepost 92 sign, Southern Railway era. I know Virginia told me they're going to try and repaint these, but hell, it almost looks like they just had stickers. Yeah, vinyl stickers applied. And here's the old industrial lead going into this old industry here that no longer uses rail service, or is even probably still being used for the original intended purpose that it had. What I mean by that is whatever they were doing here that required rail service may no longer be in operation. They might just be using it for a different thing. And then here's where the tracks are. As you can see, they're so overgrown you can't even tell they're there unless you look close enough. Yeah, but Virginia and them intend to reopen all of this at some point in the future. I don't know when, but they are going to try and get this all going pretty soon if they can get the ball rolling in time. Since that's the main road there, I'm going to have to cut the camera off when I get to the intersection so I can cross safely. But I will be back in momentarily. I'm just sorry that it's so shaky. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the camera off for now. I'll tune back in when I get to the switch, because I know where it is. See y'all then. All right, as you can see, I made it across, thank goodness. Now, I walked all of this about a few months back. And when it was nowhere near this overgrown, there's a lot of briar bushes and thorn bushes in here, so that's what's made it impossible to really get through here. You can see the tracks all right in here, and here's where the switch is. You can see that is going to be the most overgrown part, so that's going to be fun. Oh, fresh pine cones too, so if you want free pine cones, you can get them here. And there is an old cast iron culvert that they can use elsewhere on the line. And yep, yeah, they got it. They took it out. Yeah, so they came in and took it out all right. They literally came in, torched the spikes, torched the switch, and cut it out. So they're no longer going to use the actual depot siding. They're just going to use the main. Okay, so that's about right. So that's the case. This is a good example of coming to photograph it while you can, because now that switch I photographed is gone. Now only the arm is left. Actually still moves, look at that. That's freaking remarkable. Heck, it looks like they tried to remove it. If they could have come out here with the proper wrench, they could have actually unbolted the entire assembly and just taken the assembly out. If Jenny and them had one of the large track wrenches they used for this, for the nut, and a pry bar for the spikes, they could have gotten this out manually, and they wouldn't have had to torch the actual switch arm, because that's going to probably cost a lot to reproduce unless they could get a new piece, which they probably could. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad I came and photographed this while I did. So I'm going to get some updated photos real quick while I'm over here. Right, there we go. So that is more or less the end of this day trip. So I will see all of you later. Railroad Preserver 2000 signing out.